my take on the Alia Atkinson 100-meter breaststroke swim-off, time of 1 minute and 6.79 seconds from 29 July 2012. I'm filming this over a decade later. On Sunday, 14 July 2024, I am Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm Tanis Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. And I thought this was a perfect race to highlight, considering me talking about match races for the Tanis Hamsters Running Club. So this is kind of relevant structurally for that. So I'm going to talk through the Alia Atkinson of Jamaica 100-meter breaststroke race at the 2012 Summer Olympic Games in London, England, United Kingdom. Time of 1 minute and 6.79 seconds in the swim-off following the semifinals on Sunday 29 July 2012. With her time, she qualified for the final of the event. I provide my take/perspective on her performance and contextualize it in terms of the structure of the swim-off being a two-person match race format. Okay, so, and I'll do links in the video description to like my Olympic Games coverage and my 100 breaststroke coverage. This was, I swam off, so let's talk about it. So she was in really great form, and some people don't do well under pressure. I think in speed sports, the ultimate test for pressure is a match race, two-person match race format. Okay, and so and a lot of people for these swim-offs, so essentially what happens is two people are tied in rank. So let's say there was semifinals where 16 people compete, and there's a tie in ranking for, let's say, a place that makes it so like there's 8 lanes in the final, but there's like a tie makes it so there's, 9 or more people. There can be more than a two-way tie, but this case is two-way tie, 2 people in the swim off. And so then an additional stage of competition is added after the semifinals, which is called a swim off, where the 2 people vying for that last spot in the final compete against each other. And she was like, the other person went a 107 something, so she did really well under pressure and she's very strong. And then she went on and improved upon the time in the final, if I'm recalling correctly. And so yes, so that's a little bit about how the swim off comes into being. Her stroke was good, it was fast, it was quick, she did well under pressure. And then the contextualization, so two-person match race format. It can be for swimming more than 2 people. So if there's a tie and there's like a 3-way tie or a 4-way tie, then they all get to swim off. The norm that I have seen is kind of a 2-person, but that doesn't mean that stays that way, right? Like if me and my significant other had quadruplets, would it become 4-person match race format? Kind of thing. But yeah, so not everybody in their swimming career will compete in a swimming match race. She has. And she has competed in the swimming match race at the highest level, if one says a global competition. So I would put World Championships as a higher level than the Olympic Games, personally. For like the title or world or global perspective, though match races might themselves be even higher level, right? To know, especially ones where like there's a choice in who competes, that would be higher level, right? More selective than World Championships or an Olympic Games, and especially if, depending on who those 2 people in the match race are, especially if they wouldn't qualify for whatever reason, they're part of the government or something like that for a Tanis Hamsters match race. I've been thinking about this business model. Okay, and so I was like, I should return to something, because they do have match races in speed sports at the Olympic Games. And I was like, and here's one I remember from at the time. So yeah, they do exist. But interestingly enough, not everybody in their swimming career will compete in one at the Olympic Games World Championships level. There, not the highest level, the Olympic Games World Championships level. I think the World Championships or Olympic Games, right, to be truly inclusive would allow all countries to compete. So if they banned somebody or forced them to compete in a name other than the real country, then I guess technically it's not a World Championships because not all the countries are welcome. Right? So they're political, not necessarily sporting excellence competitions, at least in my lifetime. I was born in the early to mid 1990s. So that's my take on the Alia Atkinson 100-meter breaststroke swim-off time of 1 minute and 6.79 seconds from 29 July 2012.